You've only just started building your base, but someone already watching you. At the very beginning of the build, it's always easy to guess where your main TC will be and where you'll keep your most valuable loot. Later, as you start to progress, those watchers will already have everything ready to wipe your name off the island. They blow through the wall straight to where your TC is supposed to be, but there's no TC and no valuable loot in nearby boxes. Then raiders realize they'll need another 15 rockets to reach your real main TC, hidden inside the HQM cube. But on a fresh wipe, no one has that many rockets. The base already hits a raid cost of 30 rockets, but by the time the second floor is built, you'll have not only a bunker leading to the bottom floor, but also a full HQM cube on that floor. And this HQM cube is protected by at least 2 layers of walls, both from the outside and the inside. Everything else in this base I designed to make your survival more comfortable. You'll have a clean 360-degree shooting angle from inside of a base, mini compound with turrets that fully control your territory, tower combat spawns for online defense, and of course, door camper protection, both inside the base and outside at the compound entrances. And on top of that, the entire base is built just from one tool cupboard. Even in the basic design, everyone's favorite single-button turrets are already included, and you don't even need the Rust Plus app to use them. Make sure to press the like button. And now, let me show you everything from the inside. Once you've built this base, no one will be able to get into your compound. Even if someone tries to build in, they won't be able to. And that's because I've placed pipes all around the outside and they block the placement of twig ceilings. You can do the same. The entire base is built from just one tool cupboard, but you can also add 3 multi-TCs if you want. Each one I've turned into a trap with an auto turret inside. And just look at the turret's line of sight. It covers a ton of ground. You can safely respawn on a bed here, and the upkeep access is right in front of you. If someone raids you and reaches your main TC, you can still disconnect this multi-TC. I think most of you already know how to do that. I'll show it during the build part. There are 3 entrances to the compound from different sides. Each entrance is covered by a turret, of course. You can also respawn near them, and if needed, peek through the front doors to check for door campers. Opening the double doors gives you an airlock, and as long as the double doors are open, no one can push further in. From here, you can go straight into a tower combat spawn. And if an enemy somehow gets in, I think these turrets are going to give them a warm welcome. Through the triangle hatch, you drop straight into the combat spawn room. There's a bed, tons of storage space, and a great angle for defending. You can shoot far out or down toward your own compound. If someone pushes from the side of your multi-TC, you've also got a perfect angle on that direction. We'll come back to this combat spawn later. First, let me show you the compound itself. I've made it pretty cozy and fun to move around in. The base is built with 3-way symmetry, which means you'll have 2 more turret cells like the one I showed earlier behind the chain link fences. Right above the turret is another combat spawn. From there you can check front doors for campers and use the vending machine to sell stuff too. There's a medium battery installed here. Actually, the base fits a decent number of batteries, so if you want to make it a smart base, go for it. Inside the compound you can open up these single doors. When opened, they give you extra angles to shoot anyone near the entrance. The first floor is protected by 3 layers of walls, the second by 2. Going through 2 doors brings you to the second floor. And all these boxes up here, they're for your online use. I'll spawn in my helper bot here. I'll need him a bit later. Here you'll have a total of 8 large boxes for storage. I decided to place the tier 3 workbench down in the bunker. Raiding this base through doors during an online raid will be a real challenge. Just look at this one-way peak angle on the entrance. It's super strong. Even hitting it with an HV rocket through that gap would be tough. And these 2 boxes, you can actually turn them into a hidden stash. Just slap a horizontal embrasure in front and boom, secret loot spot ready. The 3rd floor is your shooting floor. You've got not just a combat spawn up here, but full 360-degree shooting positions. These triangle roofs let you sit and shoot comfortably from cover. And this floor gets built really early in the base progression, so even on day 1 of wipe, you can already wipe out anyone nearby. You can also go 1 level higher from here. There you'll find extra peaks onto the roof and access to the roof itself. And right as you step out, 3 anti-heli turrets are already watching. Good luck trying to blow them up with a minicopter. It's basically impossible. The roof's pretty spacious too. You can easily fit 2 or 3 minicopters up here. I also placed a locker here for online defense, so you can gear up instantly when needed. There's a ton of cool angles to shoot from on the roof. Not just pixel peaks, but also full angles thanks to square roof setups. You can hold territory around your base and safely shoot under your foundation from here. Go up a bit more and open the double doors, and you unlock even more sweet spots to hold from. Honestly, I'm a huge fan of how this roof turned out. And by the way, this is also the same combat spawn I showed you earlier. Remember? We got here through that triangle hatch below. But that's not even all. You always complain that I never place SAM sites on my roofs. Well, here's your chance. You can fit up to 3 of them. And for those of you saying they're easy to destroy from the outside, just surround them with triangle roofs and upgrade to metal. You're not gonna find a better setup, I'd bet on it. You can also open the external garage doors through this window frame. Once you do that, the auto turrets mounted on the base get activated and start protecting your compound. If you have the Rust Plus mobile app, you can open them directly from your phone. No app? No problem. Just open them manually. There's a similar feature near your 3rd floor combat spawn. During a raid, you can respawn here and open these garage doors through another window frame. That'll activate another turret from the opposite side. In total, the base has 3 such auto turrets hidden behind garage doors. All of them can be triggered either from the roof or from the 3rd floor near your beds. Now, here's your bunker. And above it, space for electric furnaces. Notice that even to access the 1st floor, raiders will need to blow through this metal bunker. And your main loot room is protected by even more additional walls. To open this bunker, just destroy this wooden foundation. Once you do, the bunker is open. Inside, you'll find a tier 3 workbench and storage for 4 large boxes. And the T3 bench actually covers a pretty large radius. Even a team of 3 can use it comfortably at the same time. This HQM cube here holds your main tool cupboard. While the square roof bunker is open, you can exit back up to the 2nd floor using a twig ladder. You probably already know how that works. Now let's check out what I've got in the 2nd bunker. Here you've got 4 more large boxes and main TC. You're looking at the upkeep panel right now. To close this square roof bunker, upgrade this square foundation to wood, then place a square roof and upgrade it to metal, and that's the full build. A pretty solid base if I say so myself. I've just uploaded 2 brand new private base designs on my Patreon. The first one is a base I built for the YouTuber Amazozla, a fairly large base with unique bunkers, an open core layout, and a shell for online defense. It all starts from a simple 2x1 starter. The second is my latest private base design, featuring 9 different bunkers hidden in various corners of the base and a ton of walls between raiders and your main TC. Raiding something like this is completely pointless, and for just $7.50 you'll get access to both of these bases, plus all the other exclusive content which I post on Patreon. That's already at least 35 private base designs to choose from. Link to my Patreon is in the description, go check it out, you won't regret it. Of course, I carefully planned every single stage of this base's construction, but even with all that in mind, I'll start by showing you the full foundation layout. That way, if needed, you can immediately understand how much space the base takes up without the compound. The core of the base should be built out of HQM, while the rest can safely be built from sheet metal. The tall triangular foundation should also be upgraded to HQM, and the nearby square foundation must be upgraded to wood. This part is crucial for setting up the future square roof bunker. The whole build starts from a cozy and simple 1x1 starter base. If you remember the base tour, our main tool cupboard will eventually be placed in an HQM cube, but not right away. We'll move it there later. In the beginning, convenience is key, and it doesn't hurt if your neighbors think they know where your TC is, because they won't know you've moved it later. So your wipe will begin with this 1x1 starter. You'll have your TC, 2 sleeping bags, a large box, and a tier 1 workbench. As soon as you gather more resources, you should immediately expand and start adding extra door paths. For better security, I also recommend building up to the 2nd floor early on. This way, getting to your TC will require at least 3 doors instead of just 2. If you have extra HQM, it's best to upgrade the entire 1st floor. If HQM is tight, just focus on upgrading the planned HQM cube. Once you've added access to the 2nd floor, you'll use a twig roof from the outside as a temporary way up. You can place this roof on any side. Important, don't place a door frame to the future HQM cube just yet. For now, you can temporarily set up that area like this. 4 large boxes and 3 small furnaces. Let me show you how that looks from the inside. And in the meantime, I just want to say huge thanks to everyone who watches, likes and comments on my videos. You have no idea how much it means to me. I read every single comment and take inspiration from you for my future content. Right now, I'm thinking about making a YouTube guide on my infinite scrap farming method. I want to show you how to get over 12,000 scrap on day 1, even on an official server. Would that be something you'd want to see? If so, drop a like on this video and on the pinned comment. It really helps. Next, in this area, place window frames. You'll be using them for early defense and shooting. As for upgrades, feel free to upgrade the window frames to stone, but ideally all walls and window frames should go straight to metal. Stone is okay at the start, of course, but if you've got the metal, don't hesitate to upgrade early. At this point, from the outside, your base already looks solid. You can even start taking out roof campers from here. Now your next task is to surround the entire base with 1 floor high buffer walls. Where you have a tall foundation, use half walls roofs instead. I'm intentionally upgrading these new buffer walls with red colored metal skins, just so you can clearly see what goes where. If you don't have enough metal yet at this stage, then only upgrade the parts you won't be able to access later. Once you've fully outlined the base with buffer walls and strengthened the first floor, you can go ahead and move your main tool cupboard. To break the current TC, all you need is one EOKA pistol and 23 handmade shells. Just shoot all 23 rounds into the TC. Once it breaks, place the new one in the HQM cube you prepped earlier. Be sure to place a sleeping bag next to it, and you can wall it off right away or leave it open if you still need access for now. At this point, your base already has at least 2 layers of protection between the outside and your HQM cube, so it's safe to log out. Now right here is where you can set up a proper bunker using a square roof. We've only just started building, and you can already see how strong the defense is shaping up. To open this bunker later, you just need to break this wooden foundation. Do not leave it twig. Twig foundations can be seen through textures, and if any part sticks through the wall, it can be broken from outside. While you're online, you can get out of the bunker using this twig staircase. Now that the HQM cube with 4 large boxes is sealed up, it makes sense to create extra loot rooms to store your overflow resources. That's exactly what we're going to do next. Right here, behind a window frame, we're building a classic loot room on triangle ceilings. It can hold either 4 standard large boxes or 4 large boxes and 2 DLC barrels if you want to optimize the space a bit more. Now, it's a good time to add another door here, because we're already starting to store loot on the second floor. Also, it makes sense to reinforce the roof access now, and that's exactly what I'm about to do. To do this, I place door frames for double doors in the middle section and upgrade everything to stone. Then I install regular double doors, since you probably don't have garage doors yet. Earlier, I showed you a loot room that can be sealed with a horizontal metal embrasure. You can fit 2 large boxes inside that one. Once you finish setting that up, I recommend going through the back double doors of the base and building one more loot room on this floor. This one will hold another 4 large boxes. Next, we need to go around the entire outer edge of the base and raise the buffer walls to 2 floors high. This will reinforce not just the first floor, giving you 3 walls between the outside and your TC, but it also strengthens the second floor, where we're now starting to store some of our loot. I'm highlighting these extra walls with blue colored metals so it's easy to see where they go. If you've got the metal, I highly suggest upgrading all of them right away. Now take a look at this tall HQM foundation. We need to reinforce this spot so it's no longer a weak point in your base's structure. To do that, build square roofs facing that high foundation and upgrade them to metal. You might have noticed by now that we no longer have any shooting positions left inside the base. So let's bring that early defense back next. Be sure to place wooden window bars into every window frame so no one can sneak in through them. We're now on the 3rd floor. Next to each square ceiling, place a half wall and then add a window frame on top of it. You'll want to do this on all 3 sides where you have square ceilings. Then, go around the entire 3rd floor and place window frames all the way around. That'll be your 360-degree shooting floor. Once that's done, cover the top with metal ceilings. Now, here's a really important part. Attach 2 triangle roofs to each window frame, but make sure each triangle roof is made of a different material. Why? Because using different materials will prevent the roofs from auto-snapping together in the middle. This keeps your firing angles open and clean. Once you've placed all the triangle roofs on this floor, consider your shooting floor complete. All that's left is a bit of internal cleanup, like adding stability with solo door frames, setting up bed areas, and so on. If you've already researched beds at this point, feel free to place them here. And that's it. Your shooting floor is now fully finished. Next, we'll start prepping spots for the turrets that will be hidden behind garage doors. Place double door frames here, and on top of those, add half walls. If you already have garage doors or turrets, you can go ahead and place them now. Make sure the garage doors are installed with the facing side inward. That's important so you can open them from the inside. This spot here will eventually be used for a locker. I already have one, so I'll place it now. Now I want to bring the roof to a state where you can comfortably shoot in every direction, and honestly, I highly recommend you do the same. Having a solid shooting platform on your base is super important. Since most of these angles won't play a major role in your base's actual protection, I suggest upgrading everything here to stone, except maybe for the small outer ledges, which can stay wooden. Naturally, you'll mirror this exact setup on the remaining 2 sides. Now, still up on the roof, go ahead and place 2 square roofs in these spots. Again, be sure to use different building materials so the square roofs don't snap together in the middle. That's very important, because later on, this spot will serve as your elevated combat spawn tower. Next up, we're going to build the spot where your turret and outdoor combat spawn will go. This way, as soon as you get a turret, you'll have the perfect place for it, and it'll provide solid protection section over your main entrance. If you ever want to practice building this base or any other base from my channel, you can do so anytime on one of my 3 build servers. They're free and open to everyone. But if you want to skip queues, unlock custom biomes, use the rocket launcher tool, save as many builds as you want, and much more, then head over to my Patreon and get the VIP subscription. VIP server status is applied automatically. And by the way, I've got a huge update coming to my build servers very soon, so make sure to stay tuned for that. While I've been explaining all this, we've actually finished building the turret platform. All that's left is to place the chains. Since the base is fully symmetrical, we'll repeat the exact same setup on the remaining 2 sides. If you're still unsure how to build this turret spot, just rewind and rewatch that part in first person. I'm pretty sure it'll all make sense then. Now I recommend fully reinforcing the first floor of your base. To do that, we need to add square roofs in this area and upgrade everything to metal. And again, on the opposite side, we're going to do the exact same thing. Mirror everything 1-to-1. As for the side with the square roof bunker, we already reinforced that earlier. Now, between the turret platforms, it's time to build a gatehouse, your main entrance to the compound. It's super simple to build. The key is getting the starting foundations placed correctly, which we've already done. You can start the gatehouse in stone for now, but as soon as you have extra resources, upgrade everything here to metal. That's because later on, your towered combat spawn will sit right on top of this gatehouse. Make sure the shop fronts are facing inward. That makes it easier to jump onto them and get vision on what's happening outside your base. Note that this whole structure isn't actually connected to the main base yet. To prevent the gatehouse from decaying, we need to link it to the base. To do that, place a twig triangle roof here, just one piece. That way, you won't need to set up an early external TC, and of course, repeat this same process on the other sides as well. You can leave that triangle roof up for as long as you want, but keep in mind, once you break it, this section will start to decay. Now we're going to build the towered combat spawn. Technically, you could build it without breaking that twig roof, but there won't be enough stability to support the entire towered spawn, which is why I removed it. At this point, if you know how to do it, you can already start working on the multi-TC setup, but I'll show you how to build that just a bit later. And if you ever have questions about this base or any other base from my channel, you can always hop into my Discord server. Either I or one of my helpers will be there to assist you. And hey, if you want to become a helper yourself or maybe even a moderator on my Discord, then reach out to my Discord admin. Right now, I'm really in need of people who genuinely enjoy helping others out. The link to the Discord server is in the pinned comment. Now, I'm placing these drop boxes here to increase the maximum storage capacity for this combat spawn. Stuff like smoke grenades or regular nades take up a lot of inventory space, and if you want to successfully defend your base while online, you'll absolutely need these tools. At this point, we're already building out the full anti-heli turret platforms on the roof. The floor where the turret will sit should always be upgraded to metal. This is to prevent anyone from eco-raiding it. If you place your turret on a stone construction, it'll survive just over 1 full MLRS salvo. If it's on metal, it can sometimes tank 2 full salvos, although that depends on how the rockets land. It's basically 50-50. Now repeat the exact same thing on the remaining 2 sides to keep it all symmetrical, and now it's time to place your high external walls. As always, placing them is super nice and super easy. You might be wondering why I'm placing wooden walls instead of stone. Well, I'm doing it for aesthetic reasons. But you can absolutely place stone from the start if you prefer, or do what I'm doing and later upgrade the wooden ones to stone. Next step is placing the metal barricades to make sure no one can jump into your compound. There's nothing tricky here. Just place some temporary twig ceilings to help you position them. Once the barricades are placed, you can break the twig. The barricades will stay exactly where they are. Again, repeat this process on the other sides. And now it's finally time to build your multi-TCs. Even if you're not a big fan of multi-TC setups, I encourage you to try it. I always make sure to show everything clearly in my videos step by step so anyone can follow along and build it themselves. Multi-TCs are one of the most important things when it comes to defending your base. If you don't have multi-TCs, raiders can just blow up your main TC, seal off your base, and grief it completely. But if you do have multi-TCs, that's simply not an option. And in my case, I even added a remote-controlled turret to one of my external TCs, so honestly, this setup is pretty much the perfect solution for this kind of base. Think about it. You build a base, someone shows up to raid you, you tap a single button on your phone, and your turret kicks in, starts wiping the raiders, base, and just like that, your base is defended with one tap. That's why every YouTuber loves this setup. If you have the extra metal frag, I'd recommend upgrading your multi-TCs fully to metal, just for that extra layer of security. And now, on the other two sides of the base, we do exactly the same thing. In total, you'll have 3 multi-TCs, and to blow through all of them, raiders will need 21 rockets. Now let's move to our external combat spawns, the ones with the vending machines. We're going to add protect peaks to them, not just on 2 sides, but all 4. Once you've done that, there's only a few small things left to wrap up. And with that, we've pretty much finished building my new YouTube base. What did you think of the build? Did you enjoy the video? Let me know down in the comments. I read everything you guys write. Big thanks to everyone supporting me on Patreon. Thanks to you, my videos stay ad-free and I can keep doing what I love. Wishing you good luck in all your wipes. And now I'm off to brainstorm my next video idea. Thanks so much for watching. Catch you in the next one.